The year is 1918, the world is weary of war. For 3 long years, the Western Front has been a brutal stalemate. Millions are dead, yet victory seems as distant as ever. But in the German High Command, a daring plan is taking shape. General Erich Ludendorff, the mastermind behind Germany's war effort, believes he has found a way to break the deadlock and secure German victory. The arrival of fresh troops from the Eastern Front, following Russia's collapse, swells the German ranks. Ludendorff amasses this formidable force in secret, poised to strike at the heart of the British army in the Somme region of France. The Kaiser's battle, the Kaiserschlacht, is about to begin. Its objective to split the British and French forces, knock Britain out of the war, and force the Allies to the negotiating table. Ludendorff's strategy hinges on 3 key elements: surprise, shock, and speed. The offensive will commence on March 21, 1918, under the cover of a dense fog. A devastating artillery bombardment will soften the enemy defenses, followed by a massive infantry assault led by specialized stormtroopers. These elite soldiers are trained in infiltration tactics, bypassing strong points to create chaos and disrupt the enemy line. The element of surprise is crucial. Ludendorff knows that the Allies are expecting an attack, but he aims to catch them off guard by striking earlier and with greater force than anticipated. The attack will be relentless, a hurricane of steel designed to overwhelm the defenders before they can react. The stakes are incredibly high. If Ludendorff succeeds, the war could be over in Germany's favor. If he fails, the consequences for Germany will be catastrophic. The initial impact of the Kaiserschlacht is undeniable. The German onslaught smashes through the British lines, advancing faster and farther than anyone thought possible. The British are caught unprepared for the ferocity of the assault and the effectiveness of the German stormtroopers. Panic spreads through the Allied ranks as the German advance seems unstoppable. For a brief moment, the dream of victory seems within Germany's grasp. Church bells ring out across the nation and hopes for a negotiated peace soar. The Allies are reeling, their armies push back miles, suffering heavy casualties. The Kaiserschlacht appears to be a turning point in the war, a sign that Germany might yet snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. However, the German triumph is short-lived. The offensive loses momentum as logistical problems arise. Supplies dwindle, artillery falls behind, and the exhausted German troops become bogged down in the muddy terrain they have captured. Crucially, the Allies, despite their initial setbacks, rally their forces and mount a fierce resistance. The arrival of American troops, fresh and eager for battle, bolsters the Allied lines. The tide of the battle begins to turn. German casualties mount and their advance falters. By July 1918, the Kaiserschlacht grinds to a halt. The German army, exhausted and depleted, is unable to sustain its offensive. The gamble has failed. The failure of the Kaiserschlacht marks a turning point in the war, but not in the way Ludendorff envisioned. It cripples the German army, leaving it vulnerable to the revitalized Allied counter-offensives that will ultimately lead to Germany's defeat in November 1918. The Kaiserschlacht stands as a stark reminder of the terrible cost of war and the futility of even the most ambitious gambles.